Well, it's Ruth and Casey here, and for a while we haven't actually talked about weight loss. But today we're back to talk all about how we lost the weight and kept it off, really, and how you can too. That's honestly the moral of the story, I think,
That's right. Because if we can do it, you can do it. We're just normal, everyday women. And so if we've done it and kept the weight off, we believe in you. You can too.
Yeah. And we know that the holiday season is kind of upon us. And I feel like so many people at this time of year, they just go like, well, guess I'm gaining. But we don't have to do that, right?
And we don't want to do that.
No. In fact, it is possible to lose weight during the holidays, and I wouldn't necessarily suggest that be your goal, but maintenance at the very least should be your goal through the holiday season, because we just don't want to gain weight, right? And that's
nobody feels good when they gain weight. And so if you can maintain, you're doing well.
Yeah.
But if you're trying to lose weight, and if that is your goal, then we have some things for you today that are going to help you through the holidays.
Yeah, exactly.
In fact, there are a whole bunch of don'ts.
Yeah. So we have all these things. Really what we wanted to share with you is like what we did to lose the weight. And for those of you that don't know, Ruth lost 20, probably 25 pounds really by the time it's all said and done, using the principles that we've talked so much about on this channel. And I lost 150 pounds using all of the principles that we've talked about on this channel. 85 pounds after my first pregnancy and 65 after the second one. I had to work hard to lose that weight. It wasn't just weight that like, oh, had a baby, boom, gone. That was not me. I had to work very hard to lose the weight, just like you have to work hard to lose the weight, just like you have to work hard to lose the weight, or had to, right?
That's right. And so it's not easy. We're not saying that it's just going to magically come off, take a magic pill and boom, it's gone. No. We have to be diligent. We have to surrender our weight loss journey to God every single day. Mm-hmm. And it means persevering through tough times. And the holidays are tough.
Yeah, they really are. There's food everywhere. So
what did you do to lose the weight? I lost the weight too, but and if you only have a little bit of weight to lose, I can talk about my story, but people generally like to hear about someone who's lost a lot of weight. Casey lost 150 pounds. The first time around it was 85, and it was such a struggle because you didn't start losing that weight until, I'm going to say, almost like 9 months or close to a year after the baby. Mm-hmm. And that's how my journey was as well when I was having children. But what did you do?
Well, I think really the whole foundation of what I did is, and we talked so much about this, it couldn't just be another fad diet, right? Where I was never going to eat bread again, never going to eat sugar again, never going to eat McDonald's again, never going to eat anything ever again. All I was ever going to do is eat meat and vegetables. Like, yeah, right. So I knew that was not going to be a sustainable way to live for me. So we came up with a plan to change our lifestyle, to have a healthy lifestyle, to create healthy new habits that would be things that I could do while I was losing weight, and that would be things that I would continue to do after I lost the weight. Because if you want to keep the weight off, you can't make all these changes, lose the weight, and then go back to your old ways, because you'll just gain it all back. And that's what happens over and over and over again to people.
And that is what is called the yo-yo dieting.
Yeah.
So you can't do that to yourself. All you're doing is sabotaging yourself time and time again.
Yeah.
Just stop buying other diets. If you're going to invest in anything, make sure it's a plan where it's going to be your lifestyle for life.
Yeah, and if there's any thought in your head that's like, I can't live like this for a long time, then it's not worth doing. Okay?
Don't start it.
If you're going to go on the cabbage soup diet for 7 days and hope that you're going to lose 10 pounds,
which has been our worst diet ever,
you will probably lose 10 pounds, but you're never going to continue living like that for the long term. And so in that way, it's not sustainable, right? There's a saying, it goes, the habits that you make to lose the weight have to be the habits that you maintain to keep the weight off. And so what that means, and what that meant for us, was making sustainable changes. It meant living, we call it the 80-20 rule, right? So it was not saying, I'm never going to have dessert again. It was not saying, I'm never going to go for ice cream again.
It was not saying, I'm never going to have a soda again.
Yeah.
Or a pop, as we say in Canada.
Yeah.
But if you want to have a lifestyle where you're going to lose weight, you can't be having dessert every day. You can't be having a soda every day. You can't be having all that junk food in your house every day. That just doesn't cut the mustard.
No, like you do have to make changes. You do have to make sacrifices. And that's the thing. You have to find a balance. And that, I think, is what is so challenging, is that I'm going to say we're bad as humans at finding the balance in things, right?
Yeah.
We either swing so far this way or we swing so far this way, and we want to be here in the balance. And the balance of losing weight in a healthy, sustainable way where you can still love your life is that you have to find the balance of saying no and not overindulging while still living your life and enjoying your life.
And that's what we call the 80-20 rule. Now, 80-20 rule is really, really good for maintenance. That's what we have found. When we're losing weight, we usually do the 90-10 rule. Now, what does that even mean? If you've never heard us talk about that before, well, we have a whole video on the 80-20 rule. Go search on our channel and you will hear all about it. But Casey and I, while we're losing weight, we do the 90-10 rule. And so,
but I want to say to that too, I think honestly it can be 80-20 when you're losing weight if you're dialed in on the 80%.
Okay.
So many people do 80-20, but the 80% of the time they're like only halfway dialed in. And so then really it's not 80-20, right? Because if you're actually doing 80-20 and, you know, really dialing it in, really making the good healthy choices, really getting enough protein, really like focusing on fueling your body well, probably 80-20 even in weight loss mode is probably sufficient.
Well, I'm going to say it really depends on how much weight you have to lose.
That's very true too.
Because for me, on my body, when I want to lose 5 pounds, I have to do the 90-10. Because the last 5 pounds come off the hardest.
Yes.
And you and I both just, you know, we both felt that way. Maybe you feel that way too. So if you have 5 to 10 pounds to lose and you really want to lose it, I would suggest while you're in weight loss mode, do the 90-10. If you have a lot of weight to lose, try the 80-20 and see if it works for you.
Yeah. And we're not saying like, we like to think about the 80-20 over a week. Okay, not over a day. Because if you're going to try and do 80-20 in a day, then you're going to try and tell yourself that you can eat junk food every day. And if you want to lose weight, you can't. Right? Well, I mean, again, if you have a lot of weight to lose, you might be able to, right?
And
but
we're gonna say
probably not.
Some plans, there are plans, diet plans, and that's why we don't like diet plans. But some plans say you can have junk. You know, you can have all your caloric intake for one day in chocolate cake. And it's like, no, if you want to have a healthy lifestyle, that doesn't work. Because we're saying get rid of the diet and choose a healthy lifestyle. It's not healthy to have all your calories in a dessert.
No. And I think that's really the crux of it too, is when we start focusing on treating our body well.
Like a temple.
Yeah. Rather than trying to stuff it with as much junk food as we can fit in there in a day.
Okay, I have 1,600 calories today and it's all going to be dessert.
Junk.
Woo!
Right? And we get this rush out of how much junk we can eat, or when the next time we get to go indulge in something, overindulge in something. Like, we got to cut that kind of thinking.
Yeah.
And we've got to start thinking about treating our bodies well because God commands us to. Right? We are temples of the Holy Spirit. And we often say, like, treat your body like a temple, not a trash can. And I think really that is the crux of it, is that so many of us, like, we don't like how we feel, we don't like how we look, but we like treating our bodies like trash cans because the food tastes good. But we don't feel good.
No, and we're so used to the way we feel, that bad feeling, that we don't even know what it's like to feel good.
Yeah.
But if you get on a healthy lifestyle, pretty soon you will recognize the change in your body and how you feel.
Yeah.
And it's going to maybe take a little bit of time because I'm going to say you're going to have withdrawal from all that junk.
Yeah.
Our food today, if you just look at the ingredients, oh my goodness, it's terrible. You know, there are so many preservatives, and I was listening to something not that long ago, and it was like, our society became obese when they started putting all the preservatives in the food. And I just went, yeah, amen. And I love what someone in the US is saying, that's Kennedy Jr. is saying, I'm going to make America healthy again. It's like, yes, finally somebody is getting it. Wow, we
Yeah.
need to get back to treating our bodies like a temple, putting healthy things in our body, which
Yeah.
includes, like, we don't eliminate any food groups. We still eat carbs. We still eat protein. We still eat fats. We still have the minerals and the vitamins, and we need the water. We need all the things that God gave us to give our bodies energy. But we have to watch how much we consume of it, right?
Exactly. Yeah. And I
Yeah,
think
very true.
Yeah. And I think, when we talk about creating a healthy lifestyle for ourselves, really what that means is learning to view food as fuel for our bodies and getting back to like real food, like you're saying, vegetables, fruits,
Yeah.
real things that we know what they are.
What a concept.
Not Twinkies where it's like, oh, what's this even made out of? Plastic and like gasoline? Like who even knows what's in these things, right?
Yeah.
You don't, I don't. And so, like, again, we're not saying you're never going to eat the Twinkie again, but if your current diet exists of a Twinkie every day, well, like, yikes.
And ice cream sandwiches.
Yeah, so yikes, let's cut it back, right?
And we're laughing at that because we know someone who had like
7 ice cream sandwiches by 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and that was
she
all
wasn't-
she'd eaten.
and she wasn't feeling very good. And then she realized, hey, I've only eaten ice cream sandwiches today. And it's like, are you kidding me? Like, that would never even enter my head to do that.
It's
But
commonplace for a
it's
lot of
common.
people.
That's
Yeah.
right. And that's what's so sad is that people just don't realize we have to start treating our body like a temple, and loading it with sugar without any goodness or fuel is not healthy.
No. So we have a whole bunch of things not to do. We have a whole bunch of don'ts that we didn't do. We still don't do these things, okay? In maintenance mode, because it is possible for you to lose the weight and keep it off. We are living proof and we are nobody special, okay?
Yeah.
Tammy, I've been backtracked the last couple of years with my weight loss, but I do remember when I was doing well. I didn't even crave the bad stuff after a while.
Yes. Amen.
Exactly.
Amen,
And Brigitte,
Tammy.
I saw your comment a minute ago too. Welcome, welcome. We've got all these don'ts. And again, we are just regular people, but we pay attention to what we eat, to what we consume, even in maintenance mode, because the habits that we make to lose the weight have to be the habits that we maintain to maintain the weight loss. So
That's right. So we try to eat healthy.
yeah,
Now, do we always succeed? No.
we still live 80-20, right?
That's right.
Because it's sustainable. So we know that if we get an invite to go out for dinner, then great, we can go do that. We can enjoy something. But here's the first don't. We don't overindulge. And again, we're not perfect. Have we overindulged before? Oh yeah, we have, right? Just like you have. But as a rule, we make sure that we don't overindulge. So
That's right.
what does
And
that really even mean? Well,
what it means is that when you're eating a meal and you're beginning to feel satiated, you're beginning to feel full, maybe that's the time you should stop. Give your body a little rest. Don't overstuff yourself. Don't eat thinking that you can never have that again.
yeah,
And that's what
such a
happens.
mentality.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I gotta have some more of that. I gotta go for seconds. I gotta have more because tomorrow it's not gonna be there.
Meanwhile, you're putting all the leftovers in your fridge to have tomorrow again anyway, right? Or
That's right.
it's so weird how we get into that
Or
mindset.
if you're going out for a dinner, you get this gigantic plate of whatever it is that you've got, and you're thinking, oh, I gotta eat this all because I paid for it. No, you don't actually have to eat it all because you paid for it. You can ask for a little to-go box. Don't overindulge because you're not going to feel good. And I also want to say more to that. It's not treating your body like a temple, because when we don't feel well, we can't go out and do what God is asking us to do.
Mm-hmm.
And we have to think about the word gluttony.
Well, and I want to say we have to think about, like, overindulging, I think, can be in one sitting, but it's also like in bigger time frames too, right? Like overindulging, if you're having dessert every day of your life or after every meal, you're overindulging. You might not be overeating at that one time, but you are overindulging in sugar because your body isn't designed to handle that much sugar. And so I think it's one of these things that we have to start thinking about. Like, what does it mean for you to overindulge? Because I can't answer that.
No.
What does it mean for me to overindulge? Because you can't answer that. So you have to start
Good
looking
point.
at your life and your actions and your habits and go like, maybe I am overindulging here. Maybe I do need to cut this back. Maybe I don't need to do that. Maybe, right? Like,
Yeah.
yeah. okay, Brigitte, yes, it is said it takes 20 minutes for our brains to tell our stomachs that we're full.
Yep.
Maybe we should only eat for 10 minutes and then wait for another 10 minutes. Yeah.
Exactly. That is exactly it, Brigitte.
Yeah.
So we don't overindulge. What we do is we become aware of what we're consuming. And so that's the opposite of overindulging. Become aware, and then you know if you've had too much. You don't feel good.
Here's another don't, and this is one I have a hard time with. We don't snack all day. I can easy snack all day, let me tell you.
Or
I
all
cannot
night.
I can not eat a meal for a full day, but I have had more than my full day's worth of calories from snacks, right?
Right.
And maybe you're like that too, where it's like, oh, I'll just have a few peanuts here, and then, oh, I'll just have like a few chips, and then, oh, I'm just gonna have like a few vegetables. Oh, I'm just like, but I never actually sit down and eat a meal.
Yeah.
And then, whoa.
I know. And you can do that even with healthy things. We can do that on a healthy eating lifestyle. Like, I love celery and peanut butter, but I can overindulge in peanut butter pretty quick, you know? And so I have to think about, I have to become aware. I don't want to be snacking all day. If I've just had a whole bunch of celery and peanut butter, I don't need to have a great big meal. So we have to become aware of what we're doing. That includes becoming aware of snacking in your everyday life.
Yeah. Another one that we don't do, we didn't do when we were in weight loss mode, and we don't do now is we didn't give up. And I
That's a
think
big
that's
one.
where so many people get lost in weight loss, is that, because another one of our don'ts is don't expect results immediately, because we have expectations of results that we should have, and when they don't show up, we let discouragement take us down and we give up. And then
discouragement is the devil's most prized possession. We all know he wants us to be discouraged. He wants us to be stuck in a rut. He wants us to be down and out. So don't let yourself get discouraged.
Yeah.
Like, just don't give up. Because the Bible says, and we always talk about, there's wisdom in the Bible. Every wisdom for everyday living. And one of them says, we can do anything. We have all the strength we need with God. He is our strength. We have the power to carry on. We have the power to go through. We have the power, and He's going to give us the strength to do the weight loss journey. So let's not get discouraged.
Yeah. Brigitte says she's off work again, so it's finding it easier to overindulge. Yeah, when you're home, it's easier, right?
It is,
yeah,
that's for sure.
Which actually leads us to another don't, and that's don't buy the junk food to have in your house. And again, I think we're all so guilty of this. We go to the store and we like load up, and then we have an expectation of ourselves that we're going to lose weight. But it's like, if you've got a cupboard full of all your favorite junk food things calling your name, do you think you're going to be successful? I don't, because I'm not successful when I do that. And so I'm sure that, and you're probably not successful when you do that. So you're probably not successful if you do that.
Yeah. Tammy said she's a snacker too.
Yeah.
I think we're all snackers, or we all like to snack. But we have to, in weight loss mode, watch our intake of snacks. It's really important.
Yeah. Well, and back to buying the junk food. Like, you don't buy the junk food to keep it sealed in your cupboard, right? Do you? Because I don't. I buy it to eat it.
Most people don't buy it to say, I'm going to see how long I can resist.
Yeah.
No.
Like, why put temptation in your way, right? Yeah.
Another don't. Don't compare yourself to others. This is a huge one, because some people lose weight slowly, and some people lose weight very easily and quickly. I'm going to say Casey and I lost weight very slowly. It did not come off like some people say theirs comes off, but it came off. And so, can you do it? Yes, you can. You just can't quit. Like we say, don't give up. Don't get discouraged. Don't compare yourself to the person beside you who's also in a weight loss journey, because that might make you quit.
It sure might, because if you see their results and it's better than yours, then it's like, well, why am I even bothering? But if you lost 1 or 2 pounds, then it's really worth bothering. Even if you didn't lose any weight and you've been treating your body well, my goodness, it's worth bothering.
That's right.
So yeah, don't compare yourself.
Don't compare yourself. And so that is our 7 points. We've already
Did we do them all?
Yeah, because we started way back at the beginning with
don't
buy another diet plan.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you have to buy or invest in something that is for life. It's a lifestyle. It's not a diet.
Yeah. We should say another fad diet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you're just buying the next fad thing, well, expect to do a yo-yo thing.
Yeah.
Because, go bounce a ball.
We call it shiny object syndrome. And we can get sucked into it too. It's like you see all these
Oh, yeah.
ads or all these people getting all these amazing results, and it's like, I shouldn't be doing that. Why am I not doing that?
I know. You watch these things that come up on your feed, and it's like, oh, the ACV gummy bears, and oh, the next buy this thing and it's going to help you. People are dropping weight. Oh, it's the carnivore diet. Oh, it's this diet. Oh, it's this diet. You know what? That's not how we did it.
No.
We lost the weight by moderation, portion control, living the 80-20 rule.
Self-control,
yeah, because we looked at the fruits of the Spirit, and we looked at wisdom, and we surrendered our journey to God.
Yeah.
Every day. Because if you're not doing that, you're going to get discouraged. You have to be in the Word. You have to be communing and talking to God so that you are encouraged. We can be here and we can try and boost you and lift you up and encourage you in your weight loss journey, but ultimately it has to be God. And it has to be that you're doing this for the right reason.
Yeah, exactly. We have another couple little things that we really have worked hard on changing in our lifestyle, and that is eliminating, not forever, like we said earlier, but sugary drinks, right? Like I still once in a while will have a soda.
Yeah,
but once in a while, right? I don't put sugar in my coffee. I don't put sugar, well, like just that type of thing, right? Yeah, once in a while, will I go have a specialty coffee that has some sugar in it? Yeah. But not
I'm gonna say
daily.
Once in a blue moon.
Yeah, like it's not a regular occurrence.
And I think blue moons aren't even once a month.
There you go.
Okay.
So not very often, right? So watch the sugar. Like don't overconsume on sugar, especially when you don't even know that you're consuming sugar.
And the holidays are coming up, and we know that there's what are all those specialty drinks? Like there's the hot chai teas, and there's the hot peppermint mochas, and there's
apple ciders, and
I don't even know what they all are because I've just kind of cut them out. Like, will I have one once? Like, I don't even know the last time I've had one, but I'm not saying I'm never going to have one. I'm just saying you can't do that every day.
No.
The next little point that we have, it's a sub point, is don't sabotage yourself. Don't keep going and buying those sugary drinks. Become aware of how much sugar you're taking in your body, because we know that we're only supposed to, our bodies can handle like 25 to 30 grams of sugar a day, and that's not very much. And that includes fruit.
Yeah, exactly. Tammy says, yeah, some of the preservatives in our food increase blood sugar more than real sugar.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
In fact, white bread turns to sugar, or same with whole wheat bread, it turns to sugar in your body quicker than sugar turns to sugar in your body. Now, that is a real oxymoron. It just doesn't make sense.
No, it doesn't.
But that's how our
But it's because wheat is so processed too,
Yeah.
right? And it's not healthy for us the way that it's processed at all. And it's become such a staple in our homes, and we don't even think that it's unhealthy, but it's honestly one of the most unhealthy things we have in our homes.
Yeah, like white bread is 100 on the glycemic index. Whole wheat is like 85 or something like that. And sugar is 63. So, and we all know sugar is the white death. So what is bread?
Yeah, it's like...
I'm talking about the unhealthy breads.
Yeah.
Okay? There are healthier breads.
Exactly.
And we didn't eliminate bread.
No, we didn't.
So,
lastly, I think this is a really important one. Don't let one bad decision ruin your day.
That's a big one.
If you mess it all up, oh well. Pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and carry on.
Yeah, dust yourself off.
It almost looked like you were giving yourself a little
No, it wasn't that. It was dusting myself off. You know what? Maybe you got to surrender the journey right there, then and again, to God.
Yeah.
Because it is going to happen.
Yeah,
it happens
is.
to us too.
And even if it's like, you might have one bad day. It might not even be one bad decision, but don't let that turn into 2 bad days and 3 bad days, right? Like pick yourself back up and carry on. And when you stop focusing so much on the number on the scale, that's way easier.
Yeah. So don't weigh yourself every day.
Yeah.
That's another don't. That's a really important one. But that's another conversation for another day. Do we want to quickly recap?
I don't think so.
Okay. So
yikes. I don't even know what we talked about.
Okay. We have one scripture verse because in all of this, we've said all these don't. There's a lot of do's. So 1 Corinthians 10:31 says this, whether therefore you eat or drink or whatever you do it all for the glory of God. And we want you to know that whatever lifestyle you're living, do it for the glory of God.
Mm-hmm.
Treat your body well. and you'll feel well.
Yeah, exactly. And I think when I think about that, doing it all to the glory of God and losing weight to the glory of God, that means your attitude has to be in check too.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Glad you caught us live.
Yeah, and Brigitte said that's totally me. Eat one thing and then oops.
Oh, it's gone. Well,
gone. She eats one thing and then I think she sabotages herself is what the rest of it said.
okay.
It just flashes for a minute and then it's gone. So we kind of missed it. But yeah.
So I think that's really our biggest point is whatever you're going to do, whatever lifestyle you're living, do it for the glory of God. Fuel your body well because your body is a temple.
Mm-hmm.
So how do we want to end this?
Well,
I think it's going to be this. Treat your body like a temple.
Not a trash can. See you next time.